Welcome to the first of 4 videos on how to use the patient browser in the 3Shape Ortho system. So what is the patient browser? Well, as the name probably reveals, it allows you to access your patients and the model sets or cases associated with those patients. You can receive scans directly from your Trios intraoral scanner. You can also receive cases via the 3Shape Communicate network. You can do imports and exports, and finally allows you to access the prepare feature so that you can create a virtual base on the models. So what will you learn in the 4 videos? The first video, which is this video, will teach you how to access the browser, how to search for patients, how to create patients, and how to access models that are associated with those patients. It also tells you how to work with the views and how to access screenshots and 2D overlays. The second video will show you how you configure the patient browser in the Ortho control panel. The third video will show you how you integrate with the Trios scanner and also with the 3Shape Communicate network, and also how you configure those integrations. And finally, the fourth video will show you how you access the import and export features, and also how you get access to the prepare function, allowing you to do a virtual base. So in total, 14 short how-to tips. But let's get started. Okay, so I have now opened the Ortho Analyze application, and the first thing I want to do is to click the icon here in the toolbar that will allow me to display the patient browser. You may find that in your version of Ortho Analyzer, when you click on the patient browser icon, this list will come up empty. I'll show you in the next video how you can configure the patient browser so all the list of your patients come up automatically. If it doesn't for now, just click on the search button here and that will give you the very same result. So as you can see here, you have a number of patients. If you want to create a new patient, you have a couple of options here. You can either click on the create patient icon up here, new patient, or you can right click anywhere here on the tree structure. The same item is available here called new patient. It's exactly the same functionality. So here's the new patient info dialog box here. A couple of things I want to highlight. Firstly, the patient ID in my version here is grayed out because the patient ID will be generated automatically. It may not be gray in your version, and I'll tell you in the next video why it's a good idea maybe to make this automatic and how you make it automatic. For now, I'll just type in first name and last name. So let's be inventive here, Peter Parker, and I can click create. You may actually want to add more fields to this dialog box, and I'll show you in fact also in the next video how you do that. So for now, I just click create. And you can see Peter Parker has now been created in my list of patients. Notice the patient ID down here. This is the number or ID that has now been generated automatically, and as I said, I'll show you in the next video how you can do that. If you want to edit any patient, you can do it from the menu as well. Choose edit patient, or again by right clicking the patient and choosing edit patient here. Let's say it was a wrong name, so it's rather Parkinson. I'll simply change any fields I want, and I'll change it again here, change. If I want to delete a patient, I can, you probably guessed this by now, I can either choose delete patient up here, or change or right click down here and choose delete patient as well. It's exactly the same. So I've now deleted patient, and Peter Parkinson has gone away from the list. Right, so this is very, very basic around patient handling. Now, if you want to get access to the cases that you're working on with a specific patient, or models as we call it, you simply just click on the navigation tree to the left of each patient here. That will show a number of models or cases that you're working on. You'll notice that some of these will have a little exclamation mark. That's indicating that it has not been prepared yet. And I'm not going into prepare yet. That will go into the third video. But as soon as you have prepared one of these models here, that exclamation mark will go away. In fact, I can expand one here called Madeleine. This one here has already been prepared and the exclamation mark has gone. So when I click here, you will notice that as soon as I click on the model, a couple of things happens here on the screen. Firstly, I have 8 default views on this view tab here. You can toggle between small previews or larger previews, and you do this most easily in the menu up here, where I simply choose between the views, larger previews or small previews. I prefer larger previews, to be quite honest, and I'll show you in the next video how you can actually preset the system to show large previews. There's also a little 3D navigation window down here. It's actually quite small, and even though you can make the window here a little bit bigger, I'll show you an easier way to do this. You simply just right click on any of these previews here, and there's actually a menu called Preview that will effectively give you a little pop-up window where you have more rich navigation possibilities for the 3D model as you have here. Firstly, you can make the window larger if you want to, and you can also remove one of the jaws here to see a little bit better on some of the teeth on the inside, etc, etc, etc. But that kind of functionality is even more rich once we open the real Ortho Analyzer application. Right now we're still only in the browser, so I'll close this for now. There are a few more things I want to highlight before we end the video. You have 2 more tabs here. One is called Screen Snapshot, and that basically means that if you've done any screenshots while you've been working in Ortho Analyzer, we'll show in another how-to video how you make screenshots. All these screenshots will show in here for your easy reference, so that you very quickly can access these screenshots. And finally, there's also a tab called 2D overlay images, where you have, as you can probably guess, the ability to add normal 2D pictures that you want to overlay in some of your analysis here. So these 3 tabs are all associated with a specific model set that I'm working with right here. And finally, when I double click on the model set, it will open the real Ortho Analyzer application. Depending on how fast your computer is, this can take up to a minute. Normally it should only take a few seconds to open the model in the system here. And once it's in here, then you have literally 100 different tools that allow you to do very advanced analysis and measurement and treatment planning. But that is a subject for other videos, how-to videos. Also, all the functionality in here is described pretty well in the user guide. So that concludes this video here. Please make sure to check out the next video about the patient browser, where I will explain more about the Ortho control panel and how the integrations to Trias and the Communicate network works. So thank you for listening.